Hey everybody, it's Master Gallengeist here, bringing you my review for Iron Man issue 9. And I enjoyed this issue. It's a little bit different because there's not a lot of action involved, at least until you get kind of towards the end part. But this is pretty much bringing in another player into the game. We don't really get a check in on what Tony's doing on that planet he got taken from, got pulled out of the ship with. And we don't get a check in on Tony's kind of crew and how they're doing in their spaceship. This is mainly focused on Korvac and particularly on his relationship with the original Human Torch, Jim Hammond, also known as Adam 1, as we see throughout this issue. So, we first start in this issue, and we're in the year 2997, and we got these group of humans who are kind of like freaked out, trying to figure out what was going on. They were attempting some kind of like resistance kind of movement against the Badoon and are wondering where the rest of their kind of fellows are. And of course, that's when Michael Korvac comes in. And they're like, oh, what's going on? How'd you get away? What's going on? They tried to like make sure that they didn't get captured or break or anything like that. But then Korvac kills them all and reports to his Badoon overlords that he was able to infiltrate the regiment and everything. And his Badoon superior is berating him, calling him great at pretty much being an infiltrator and betraying people and everything. And now says that he has to go and do the computer modules and everything. Well, he is still freaked out and is sad over what happened and was sitting and pretty much kind of crying. And the Badoon dude's like, I'll teach you to never like go away from your module. It's like, fuck these guys. And we see that Korvac gets even more disfigured and turns into more kind of like similar to what we've kind of known in this arc with his face and everything, lasers and stuff, him getting kind of like chopped in half. He's like, please stop. And he's like, no, you're even weaker than a human, but we'll use you. We'll use you. It's like, sweet Jesus. Then we get to now, and we see that Korvac and his group gotten onto this moon of Rebelis, and that they're searching for something, and of course it's the energy source that they're looking for. And they kind of like blast open the ground, Korvac with his powers, and brings out, of course, the original Human Torch. Like, oh god, it's him. And of course, he just wants to be left alone, and his body's all kind of messed up, not messed up, but different than what we would think. And I didn't even know what was kind of going on with him, but I really liked how it was pretty much handled here, in that we get the information, but it doesn't kind of like overload us. Evidently, Tony needed his help and kind of cobbled this kind of body together. And the thing is, Jim didn't really. He wanted to be left alone. He didn't like that he really didn't have his original body and just pretty much wanted to say, fuck everybody else. Korvac, of course, is trying to be like, hey, listen, got this plan and everything. I can give you back your body. I want to make you Adam 1 again. And that Korvac is Adam 4. And wants to kind of help him out that way. And we see that he's trying to remake his body, but also show Jim his kind of plans for helping out the universe and becoming his benevolent god self. So he's doing that. We see that Jim pretty much gets his stuff together and that he's doing the mental imprint of Korvac's kind of plan and everything. Korvac is talking to Controller, and Controller's like, yeah, we got our contingency plans in place. We then get another kind of flashback to many years ago in New York. Korvac was having, of course, a horrible dream of what's going on in the future. And, well, what happens to him in the future? He's like, I'll become the Power Cosmic, and the Power Cosmic will become me, kind of thing. I will be the Cosmos, and the Cosmos will be me. And he's trying to figure out what's going on. And this is, of course, during the kind of, like, golden / silver age of Marvel Comics, as we then see this really great artwork that shows them in those kind of costumes. And they're like, hey, we're here because of this power source and everything. And Korvac's like, I'm going to become a saint and benevolent god. And pretty much blasts the Avengers and takes out Tony. And it's like, oh shit. Let's kind of see how Jim kind of deals with this information. So he gets out of it and he's pissed off at Korvac. He's like, you killed him. You killed them all. And then Korvac's trying to explain that, like, yes, I did kill them, but I felt so bad about it that I used all my power and killed myself to bring them back. It's like, okay, that's kind of an interesting way to phrase what's going on with this. And of course, Jim's not really having any of that. He's pretty much powered up. and is kind of getting ready to go after him. But of course, the controller puts a control disc on him, and Korvac laments the fact that he doesn't have his brother and his ally with him, but he will settle for a slave. So this was interesting. I don't need like high octane action in every issue, and I'm wondering how this is going to kind of affect what's going to be going on, because I was understanding this arc up until we kind of got this splintering with, we got Tony in one space, we got his team in another, and now we've got Korvac and his group pretty much going for Tatu, and then bringing in the Human Torch. So I'm intrigued that the original Human Torch is being brought into this, and what's going on with like androids and what that would kind of mean with trying to get this power, try to become a god, and what that would mean for what's going on. Because Korvac, it's interesting what we've seen with his way, because it was a very interesting way to kind of make the universe kind of this inorganic, organic way, because since he's an android, he could think of like, he would probably think of a kind of more peaceful existence in a different way than an organic life form would. But you would think that since he would be living around people and other organics, that he would kind of figure out some better kind of way, because his kind of thing for like a peaceful galaxy is like, whoa. And Jim kind of understands that like that's not good for like really anybody. And we'll kind of have to see how he kind of works out with that, because I'm thinking, okay, this is a nice issue, I enjoy it, but I'm still trying to slot it into the overall story of how the original Human Torch is going to affect this, and then we've got to work in all the rest of the other kind of threads and see them get to the point where they merge together and get this story into this place that we're trying to get it into. So I hope that what we're going to see for the future, that Korvac will hopefully, this will be the only kind of detour for his group, and that they kind of more go onto Tatu as fast as possible. I don't need to get it rushed there, but it's like, okay, I hope he doesn't like do any other kind of like weird pit stops. Hopefully we get one issue where we're dealing with like Tony's kind of thing and figure out what's going on, and then he links back up with the rest of the group, because I've got the sneaking suspicion that if we're not careful with this one, it could go, since we've got this splintered already into 3 bits, I'm like, okay, we gotta watch out, because I don't mind that, but that could mean we get like certain issues kind of like having to do going on this group, going on that, and it could slow down the momentum and pacing in a way that could be detrimental to the overall story, because we had it pretty clean before. We got into Tony's status quo, and now we're going to be kind of moving on to, oh, Korvac's trying to be a god. All right, that's a definitely good arc. Let's see where this goes. So hopefully we kind of get that, and we get the kind of merging back together, and I can't wait to see kind of how Tony and his ragtag group are able to take on Korvac, and how Galactus is going to feel about somebody trying to take like his power cosmic and trying to become a god. So those are my opinions on the issue. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. If you liked it, if you didn't like it, if you agree with me, if you disagree with me. Also like and subscribe, and I hope you have a good day.